Hey all, I just wanted to say hi for a quick few minutes and talk about some of the new tools I've got here in the lab. Specifically, I got a new JBC soldering station. You can see that here behind me. And we're going to specifically talk about the JBCAutofeed solder gun. So I recently designed this 24 output 5-volt cape that allows you to drive LED matrices and strings. Specifically, it has 146 pins on top and bottom that need to be soldered in place with this header, and then also has these 2x16 headers that need to be put in place as well. So when you add all those pins together, it's 140 pins per board. I was recently doing these for a customer and we had to do 35 boards, and we had fully assembled and fully tested. So I needed an option to help ease this process. So as you can see here, I have a Weller West 51. This board, or this soldering station, has been great, and I have it set up right now with a fine tip, and this fine tip is set for handling a lot of surface mount parts. However, to solder in all those 140 pins for each board, I knew I needed a different option. Dave Jones had reviewed the JBC soldering station before, and they're actually pretty cool. Right now the JBC station, it's a CF, is in sleep mode, but it's got some sort of inductance sensing, and immediately when you pull it out you can see how the temperature of the probe heats up really quickly. Right now we have it set to 375 degrees C. And then what's cool about this though is that the soldering gun has a spool of wire here, and then that spool of wire is fed through the trigger. So when I pull the trigger, it automatically feeds in and out, and then boom. So then you can go in and solder all those pins really quickly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this board, we're going to install these header pins. Alright, so now that we got those in, we're going to take our soldering station and, assuming we can get this focus in, we're going to just solder these pins in. You have to bear with me, I'm doing this behind the camera. It's not quite as easy as I thought it would be. Alright, so now that we got the four corners tied in, we'll try and get a better angle so it's easier to see what's really going on. Alright, so now with a little bit of a zoom view, we're just going to go in and attack these pins right here. Seems to help to get them heated up a little bit, and then inject just a little bit of solder. What's really nice about this setup though is that it makes it a one-handed setup, so that you could basically just, as I'm doing now, holding the board with one finger, and then I'm able to solder with the other hand. Really, I knew this would be useful, but I've been surprised that even with the large tip I can use this in a lot of situations, and it's very, very handy. Literally, it's like having a third hand. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and solder the rest of these pins. Probably throw this in a time lapse. Alright, so there you have it. Fully assembled RGB 123 24 output BeagleBone cape. And Yeah, so learned a lot from this. It's great to have nice tools. The auto feed on the JBCAutofeed with the auto solder feed. Been super great. Glad to have it in my bag. But despite all this, I'm going to be moving to surface mount headers for our next design. Just 140 pins. It's just brutal. So, but as always, it's nice to have good tools to help you out and get the job done correctly. Hey, so once again, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Hoping to do more features like this about some of the new tools we get in place. And but yeah, once again, the JBC solder station with this auto spool gun, great option. I would at least, even though this is a pretty fancy version, retails for about $700. I would definitely consider it for professional use. I have seen a number of other type devices very similar. But highly recommend the JBC one if you have the opportunity or the money to purchase, some really nice tools. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and look forward to interacting with you guys more.